Now, Teofimo Lopez wants Jaron Boots Ennis at 147 and Terence Crawford at 154. Now, personally, I'm getting tired of it. Dude, if you want these fights, move up to 147, move to 154, and start talking about it. It seems to me Teofimo is trying to bring up these names to build up his next fight because Teofimo doesn't sell. Even though everybody at meet says they like Teo, I think he's a decent, good fighter. His last 2 fights were kind of lackluster. But if he wants to move up in weight to 147, 154, which it seems like his power does not translate to 140. I think his best weight was 135. He was a monster at 135. But if he wants to move to 147 and fight Boots, I think he has to fight Brian Norman first. Brian Norman is now the WBO welterweight champ at 147. If he gets that belt, then I can see a unification between him and Jaron Boots Ennis. But who knows? Maybe Eddie will make the fight anyway. I wouldn't mind seeing him fight Terence Crawford. Crawford's critics and content creators or critics of Terence Crawford say they would give him credit for being Teofimo, which I don't believe because they'll say he'll beat up a 140-pounder. That would be the new narrative. Right now they're saying, oh, he should fight Teofimo. He should fight him. He's a Hall of Famer. Once he beats him, the narratives will come out, well, yeah, he beat up on a 140-pounder. He beat up a small guy. That will be the new narrative, but I don't care. I want to see the fight. If Teofimo's willing to make the plunge, I'm willing to watch this fight. And if Crawford gets the victory, I give him full credit, just like I would give Canelo credit for beating Crawford. So Teofimo, make the plunge. Stop talking.
Interview saying that he's a good fighter. He's a dangerous fighter. He's big. He comes over 20 pounds. I'm like, yo, bro, you just made yourself look like the biggest pussy in boxing. Like, for real, like, you said 200 million. Because now I'm thinking about it, right? I'm like, wait. I'm like, nah, he's probably not even scared of him. But now, after seeing an interview that he did the other day, and he said, no, he's a great fighter. He's dangerous. He's big. He comes over 20. Like, he's the same weight as you at 168. So what does it matter? If y'all going out on Friday at 168, what does it matter? He jumps up 15, 20 pounds. You jump up the same weight, bro.
Is this a part of the fight buildup? Or is it Ed Berlanga says, I got the fight, I got my bag, now I'm going to tell y'all how I really feel. In this interview with Fight Hub, Ed Berlanga is basically saying that Canelo Alvarez picked him over David Benavidez simply because David Benavidez is dangerous and he's not. Translation, Canelo is cherry picking. Now there are some Canelo fanatics out there, and I have to remind them, this is coming out of Ed Berlanga's mouth, not mine. And Canelo did admit that he thought Benavidez was a great fighter at 168. He also thought Benavidez comes over 25 pounds over the weight limit on fight time. He also said Benavidez is a very risky and dangerous fighter. He also added Canelo asking for $200 million to fight this dude. He said Canelo sounds like a pussy. Now, Berlanga already has the fight. The fight's going down. So I guess the respect is out the window. But he did make a valid point. What does it matter if they make the weight? He says Canelo doesn't come in the ring at fight time at 168. He puts on 15 or 20 pounds, which is true. He's not as big as Benavidez because Benavidez walks around at 200 pounds. But he does put on a couple of pounds when he comes in the ring on fight time. Another thing, when it comes to Canelo fighting big guys, the only one that gave him problems was Dimitri Bivol. Bivol is small, considered small for a light heavyweight. Not only did Bivol win by size, Bivol is very skilled. And then he fought Sergio Kovalov, who was WBO light heavyweight champion at the time, and he was bigger than Canelo, and Canelo knocked him out and won the WBO light heavyweight championship. And then he fought Colin Smith, and according to Ring Magazine, Colin Smith was the best super middleweight in the division. 6'4", huge super middleweight, and Canelo beat him handily. And Colin Smith is a good fighter. He only has 2 losses on his resume. One to Benavidez and the other one to Canelo. But then again, that fight was 4 years ago. And maybe the aging process is catching up with Canelo. Like I said before, he's been in the ring, been in boxing for 19 years. All-time great, definitely, but Father Time is undefeated, and maybe he doesn't want to go through all that anymore fighting big guys. And if he does, he want to be paid handsomely. Like he said, Benavidez is very, very dangerous and very risky at this stage of his career. But anyway, leave your thoughts and comments below. Let me know what you think about Berlanga's comments. Is he trying to sell the fight, or is he coming off real? Jay Beezy, I'm gone.